Hello students, in our previous part, in our first part, we have seen the important archaeological sites as well as we have seen the use of tools at the time of farming. Now we are going to see our remain part, our remain session. See, first farmers and the herders. From the sites of Burzahom, Daujali Heading, Koldiva, Mehergarh, and many more, the evidences of early farmers and herders have been found by the archaeologists. See, on India's map, we have seen different archaeological sites. Archaeological sites means the places which were studied by the archaeologists. Archaeologists found many evidences related to this the earliest life. See, from the sites of Burzahom, Daujali Heading, Koldiva, Mehergarh, and many more, the evidences of early farmers and herders have been found by the archaeologists. From such sites, the remains of burnt grains have been recovered and the bones of different animals have been found. See, our archaeologists got different evidences related to the bones and the grain. See, sites, Mehergarh site, as we have seen it on a map. Mehergarh, which is in present day, which is in Pakistan. In Mehergarh, our archaeologists got wheat, barley, sheep, goat, and the cattle. See, these evidences, grains and the bones, the evidences got in Mehergarh, just like wheat, barley, sheep, goat, and cattle and rice. The Koldiva is another important archaeological site which is in Uttar Pradesh now, In Koldiva, some evidences got of rice, fragmentary animal bones. See, then Mahagra, which is in also in UP. Here our archaeologists found the evidences of rice and cattle. Then hoof marks on clay surface. Then another important archaeological site, that is Burzahom, which is in Kashmir. Here here our archaeologists got the evidences of wheat and lentil, dog, cattle, sheep, goat, and buffalo. It means that bones of these animals had got of our archaeologists. Then Chirand, which is in Bihar. See, Chirand is another archaeological site which is in Bihar. Here our archaeologists got the evidences of feet, green gram, barley, and the bones of buffalo and ox. Then another important site, Halur, which is in Andhra Pradesh. Here we got the evidences of millet, the grain millet, and the bones of cattle, sheep, goat, and pig. Then another important site, archaeological site, is Payampalli, which is in present day in Andhra Pradesh. Here black gram, millet, cattle, sheep, these evidences found. These are just some of the sites from which grain and bones have been found at the time of the study of the history. So see students, these places are very important because they provides us the information of our past, of our history. Then finding of next topic, next concept, finding of tools. Stone tools have been found from many sites. Many of these are different from Paleolithic tools, and so they are called Neolithic. See, some tools are also found here in different site, but they are different from the Paleolithic tools. So they are called a Neolithic. These include tools that are polished to give a fine cutting edge, and mortars and pestles used for grinding grain and other plant produce. In Paleolithic period, only stone tools were found, but after that, when people started to live a settled life, after that, when our archaeologists found some different tools, but they were different from the Paleolithic periods, in Neolithic period they were started to use wood, bones for the tools. Humans as inventors of wheel. See, the revolution in early man's life came with the invention of wheel. See, the invention of wheel proves very important for them, because it brings a revolution, it brings a development in the man's life. Wheel transform man's life. It means use of wheel totally changed, developed the man's life. Traveling and carrying heavy objects from one place to another place become faster. See, the wheel proves very beneficial for them. not only in that era but also you can see in our modern era how this wheel is very important for us. Just think about it. Not only that period but now this modern age also, this wheel proves, we can say, brings a revolutionary change in our life. Then how was invention of pottery important? See, another important after the wheel brings a total change in man's life, in man's history. Like that, pottery is also important. Pottery means kumbhar kam, you know that. Then man learned to make clay pottery shaped by hand and bake in the fire. See, when these people started to lead a settled life at that time, they started to make a pottery, clay pottery shaped by hand and bake in fire. See, clay pottery, matichi bhandi, you have seen. Clay pottery shaped by hand and bake in fire. Potters will help them to make pots of different shapes and sizes. See here, potter is a person who makes a clay pots. That potter uses the wheel to make a clay pots for different shapes and the sizes. Various kinds of earthen pots, matichi bhandi. Various kinds of earthen pots have also been found, which were some time decorated and were used for storing things. See, these clay pots were using by these people for the cooking as well as for the storing things. This was the beginning of using pots for cooking food, especially grains like rice, wheat and lentils, that now became an important part of the diet. See, now in this modern era we use a stainless steel, aluminium pots, but in that era, in that period, people were using these clay pots for the cooking and for storing the food. Then next concept, how do we know about farmers and herders? See, archaeologists have found many traces of life of early farmers. See, archaeologists found many evidence of the life of the early farmers. Traces of farmers and herders were available through traces of pottery, pit house, tools, paintings, and the daily life. See, our archaeologists found many evidences of the farming, just like they found the pottery, pit houses are the places where grains were stored, tools, paintings, and the daily life. These are the evidences our archaeologists found at the time of study. Traces were found in Mehergarh Burjahom at northeastern parts of India. So, just I told you about the Mehergarh Burjahom. These are the important archaeological sites because our archaeologists found many evidences from these places. Then the northwest Mehergarh. See, Mehergarh now, which is in nowadays, which is in Pakistan. This is a very important archaeological site. Let's see why. The earliest known civilization of the Indian subcontinent was in Mehergarh, which is now in Pakistan. See, Mehergarh is now in Pakistan, but it is an important archaeological site. It was here that man first tamed animals and reared them around 7000 BC. See, in our first chapter, we have seen the short forms, abbreviations which were used in the history, that is BC, before Christ, AD, that is Anno Domini. It was here that man first tamed animals and reared them around 7000 BC. Mehergarh was probably the place where women and men learned to grow barley and feed and rear sheep and goat for the first time in this area. See, why Mehergarh is important? Because our archaeologists got the first evidences here, Mehergarh, about men and women learn to grow barley. It means that they started to growing plants and rearing animals. It is one of the earliest villages that we know about. See, Mehergarh, why Mehergarh is important? Because it is one of the earliest villages that we know about. Charred grains and bones of animals were found here. Also grains, also evidences of the grains and the bones also found here. Then remains of square and rectangular houses have been discovered from the site. Each house had 4 or more compartments, some of which may have been used for storage. See, the construction style of that era is also found here in the Mehergarh. See, the houses were square and the rectangular shapes, and Each house has a 4 or more compartments, some of which may have been used as a storage. Then at Mehergarh, several burial sites have been found. Burial sites, dead people were buried there. That they are called the burial sites. In Marathi, we can call it a Dafan Bhumi. Dafan Bhumi have been found. The dead person was buried with goats, which were probably meant to serve as food in the next world. See, people believe that after the death there is also a life. See, in that era, people believed that after a death there is a life. So, at the time of bury such a dead person, they were buried goats. Goats was probably meant to serve as a food in the next world. So this Mehergarh is very important because it is one of the earliest villages. Then the northeast, see, evidences of early settlements were found in Manipur, Tripura and the Garo Hills. And see, the northeast side of the India, there are the Manipur, Tripura and Garo Hills. These are also the important archaeological sites. One important Neolithical site in Assam was Daujali Heading. Traces of polished stone tools, ceramics and kitchen items were found here. See, Daujali Heading is also important archaeological site which is in Assam. Some evidences also got here. Polished stone tools, ceramics and the kitchen items were found here. So Daujali Heading is important. Then jadeite, a stone that may have been brought from the China, also has been found here. See, jadeite is another important mineral or stone which is used by the people at that era, and this jadeite has been brought from the China. Tools made of fossil wood, see, ancient wood that was hardened into stone, and pottery have also been found here. See, in the Daujali heading, different tools also found and pottery also found here. So, see students, and these are the some important concepts of that era, that from gathering to growing food. Here we have seen the different archaeological sites, as well as we have seen how man moved from nomadic life to settled life, their style of farming, herding, as well as they were started to use wheel and then clay pots. So students, in this way we have covered this lesson, and I hope you better understood it. Thank you.